there's something magical about television when it works. It happened to be the most perfect set of heads of departments who went and sourced the most perfect teammates. Sam, my co-director, he's a beautiful man. He's collaborative, he's kind, he's patient, he doesn't have ego, and he didn't mind just stepping back and letting me run wild a little bit. And we worked well together, and it just feels really precious, and it was very diverse. And people would sometimes look around and go, wow, it's cool that we're all here, all of us, it feels good.
Michaela, did you find the process, so you'll probably be asked this question quite a lot, but did you find the process cathartic in a way, especially having such a long time to develop it and sort of?
The writing, deeply. The writing, it was 2 years of writing this. I never did another job. I wasn't acting in something whilst also writing a show. It was the only thing that I did for 2 years. And, traveling to places in the middle of nowhere where this is all I would do, escaping my habits to just think about this story. And it means I've had to go to very dark places. I've had to access, I've had to go into the trauma as if it is still happening, as if it's just happened, and then come out and find the lightness in being able to know that I'm reflecting on something that has passed. Deeply cathartic and beautiful. That I feel so grateful to have had the opportunity to do this and to spend so much time of my life involving myself in a fictional story that is a reflection of the real life that so many of us are living. It's been the most cathartic joy of my life. And acting was really more like as cathartic as playing any other character. I always find characters very cathartic, but it also, because you're working with other people, there's actors, and it feels like an intense play. We're playing, but it gets really dark and really light and really dark, but we're playing.
I'm pleased to hear that it's been cathartic, and it's also amazing that you had that space to just do it. Like, it's a rare and beautiful thing. We've got a couple more questions for me, and then we'll move into the Q&A. But just how did the script and the writing change over the years? That's my other final question to you, Michaela.
Oh, I mean, yes. In some ways, massively. In a few ways, it didn't change at all. So basically the way I begin, I go away, I run away somewhere, and I write what I call vomit drafts. So I did this for Chewing Gum as well. And I had found Phil Clark, who works for Val, created Val, Various Artists Limited. And Phil was the head of comedy at Channel 4 when I did Chewing Gum. So I was always very determined that if I am going to go anywhere, if I really want to make sure I'm making a good partnership, I need to find Phil. So I tracked him down, I found his office, I went to see him, and he was game. So I go away, it's in the middle of nowhere, and I write the vomit drafts. And then I deliver them to Roberto, who's also at Val, and Phil and Natasha, the script editor. And what they do is they look at these sort of 12 containers of vomit, and they try to figure out what on earth I might have been talking about. So they kind of go inside and they go, okay, is that a tangerine? What does this mean? And then they ask me all these questions, and I have to answer these questions. And as I answer the questions, I realize where I haven't been quite clear in the vomit. So then I go back and I come back with draft 1. They ask me more questions. I come back with draft 2, draft 191, draft 192, and then we have to shoot.
Short and sweet then. Cool. All right, so just one final question. This is for all of you. Weruche, I'll direct it to you first. It sounds like, and obviously you can't say any different because Michaela's here with us, but it sounds like it was a really positive process, like genuinely a positive process filming this, being part of the creative process, and now, you know, it's about to hit the screen. Does it give you hope for how the industry can progress? You know, the use of an intimacy director, a really close relationship with the person who's directing and writing it. Like, does it make you hopeful?
100%. I have to say that this the whole shooting process, we did about 6 months, and it was a very respectful and safe set the whole way through. I actually didn't do my sex scenes myself. I had a body double because I wasn't comfortable to do that, and they were quite amazing to offer a body double because it was obviously necessary for the story, and everything was done in a respectful, safe manner. I think there were many things put in place because there's a real sensitive topics in it, but they made sure that they had a therapist who was available to everyone, cast and crew. And I think they did an amazing job because I personally felt safe and respected at all times. If I had an issue, I could raise it and it was addressed in a respectful manner where we came to a conclusion. But it was definitely a really good experience for me. Diversity as well. There were a lot of people who were from different walks of life, different races, and it was great because I never ever felt uncomfortable at any point in time, and I think it was a complete vibe. And I don't know if anyone else, but I'm sure because every day was like I was going to see my second family. I mean, we were seeing each other every day for 6 months, more or less. So it was a wonderful, wonderful experience, and I'm hoping that every other set I go on to after this is similar because I'm going to have issues if it's not.
Cross fingers for sure. Papa, would you say your experience was the same on set?
No, I thought it no. Yeah, I absolutely, of course, echo what Weruche is saying, and yeah, I kind of think like you can't take a step back once you start working in this way. I mean, it's especially with intimacy type stuff. I like working in this way. You kind of think, I can't believe that it was ever not like this. Like how and it makes you, I think and feel for performers that have had to work in less amenable situations in the past. You know, so it has to be like this at a minimum going forward. But yeah, generally, I think if you're going to make a show that's kind of like ferocious and direct and like confrontational and full of life and rich as this, you have to infuse all levels of the production with the same kind of spirit. And that's I guess that kind of comes from whoever happens to be helming the project, you know. But like, yeah, I think we take our lead from Michaela. She's assured in the way that she works, and it kind of like melts down into everybody else. So yeah, I'd really love to say that that's how all other future projects would be, but it depends, you know.
Sorry. Cool. All right. Michaela, did you have any final words just on that note?
Yeah, I mean, just to say, every day of this shoot, although very challenging, was beautiful. And actually, you know, Papa, you say you take your lead from me. There's something magical about television when it works. It happened to be the most perfect set of heads of departments who went and sourced the most perfect teammates. Sam, my co-director, he's a beautiful man. He's collaborative, he's kind, he's patient, he doesn't have ego, and he didn't mind just stepping back and letting me run wild a little bit. And we worked well together, and it just feels really precious, and it was very diverse. And you know, people would sometimes look around and go, wow, it's cool that we're all here, all of us, you know. It feels good.
Beautiful.
And it does give me hope. Sorry, you asked me if it gave me hope. It does give me hope because I feel like this show has yielded positivity, and it gives me hope that maybe more opportunities will come for creatives like me to have a chance to do something like this. I really hope so.
Absolutely. And, you know, I think, as I sort of mentioned at the beginning, as a Black British creative, it feels really special in it, and amongst everything else that it tackles, I think that it does a great job in representing parts of my life, which I had never seen on screen before. So thank all of you. That's all the questions for me. I'm going to move on to the Q&A now. So I'll read out the name if the person has got their name on, and then shoot you guys some questions. So far we've got about seven questions. So this one is for Michaela, right at the top. So an anonymous attendee is asking, how did you decide how many episodes would be needed to tell the story fully, and why did you decide on half-hour episodes rather than an hour episodes?
I really don't know why the number was 12. I went into the BBC and I said, it's going to be 12 episodes. And Piers said, 12? And I said, yeah, 12. Based on nothing rational. So, and then it just happened to work out. So I don't know. What was the other question that she asked, or he?
It was why half an hour instead of an hour.
Oh, that's it. Well, I kind of had a, thanks, Pops. I probably had more experience in the half hour domain from chewing gum, and I like pace. So the half an hour just felt more comfortable for me. It felt more achievable.